It's those stairs, though, that really cause the marbles to fall. Down the drop-off, approaching the stairs. Can they do it? Nearly 2 years after the last Marble Olympics event here on M&H Racing, the teams and fans come back together, socially distanced, for the Marble Summer Games 2020. Hello everybody, bringing you to the Marble Tokyo-Dome. I'm Alex B, your play-by-play marble commentator. Here at M&H Racing, we provide a unique marble twist to sports while keeping the intensity. So if you love marble races as much as we do, make sure to like this video and subscribe to join a community of racing enthusiasts. Let's get the opening ceremonies underway and welcome our first country. That's right, the United States of America. New York City leads the pack, the largest city in the country. Next up, we have the UK, the crew chief being Z-Man. There they go, joining alongside the US, our third country now, Brazil. Sao Paulo, the largest city in the southern hemisphere, leads the team along with Rio de Janeiro. Mexico, you could say, is our most successful team on M&H Racing, winning multiple World Grand Prix. I'm anxious to see how he does in these games. Next up, the second most populated country in the world, India. I'll be anxious to know when India becomes the most populous country. Next up is the Philippines. The Filipinos are definitely happy to see their team on the list, Akanon being the crew chief. Indonesia, the next team up, Jakarta is the team leader. He and the other leaders have only one goal in mind during these games, bring their team to victory. Next up, the Great White North, Canada. This is where I live, but I'm certainly biased. Toronto, the most populous city, is the leader. Next up, Argentina, hosted by Ant91011, and I also gotta give him credit for designing the amazing graphics you see on the screen. Now we present to you the largest country in the world, Russia, with Moscow leading the pack. I definitely wanted to see Russian architecture someday. And next up, we have Italy, another destination I've always wanted to go to, with Rome leading the pack. It's always amazing to see different cultures come together. That's why I love the marble games here. And now Australia, crew chiefed by Oh No Bro and is led by Sydney. Now on the stage, we welcome Malaysia, crew chief by Professor CC19 and Kuala Lumpur being the leader. And now Chile, another country in South America, crew chief by Timmy Time Online. There he goes, joining all of the other fellow countries. This one we can't forget, the host country of the 2020, well now 2021, Real Life Olympics, with Tokyo being the leader. And now lastly, but certainly not least, we have Mr. Miami Heat, crew chiefing Spain. And now our sponsor of the games, the Marbleuse. I'm sure they got some thrilling live entertainment up their sleeves. And with all the teams introduced, it's time for them to take their places. Let's all watch now as Japan, the host country, lights up the Olympic torch. What an exciting ceremony to kick off the start of these games. The first event being the Speed Trials. It's an individual event where 2 marbles from each team compete for the best time down our Skywell track. And any marble that ends up falling off will be getting a 0.25 second penalty. First up, we have the champion of champions, the team that has won more World Grand Prix than any other country. And they are off kick-starting the Marble Summer Games 2020. Here they go down those first turns. First half is pretty easy. The agility is used more than the speed. The speed comes further down those drops. But as we continue in the track, we have the drop off and those 2 stairs. There they go, clearing it no problem. That's where most of the marbles fall, especially during the training camp. Going down those final 2 sets and 27.68. That's the time to beat for Argentina, the next country up on our list. The gate is set, the timer's on, and they're off. Down those first two sets, down those little hills. The first half of this track is a warm-up and gets the marbles ready for what's about to come. Going down that first helix must be fun for the marbles, but they also have to remember that they're in a competition for points. Down the drop-off, but what about the stairs? And what a disappointment, both of them falling down at the same time. They're going to be coming out with an unregistered time. The Argentina fans are certainly not happy. Next up, we got Spain. Currently, Mexico only has a registered time, Spain being the third country up. Can they beat Mexico, though? Mexico is that one country everyone's eyeing on, especially after winning all those World Grand Prix. But the team has to remember, it's not just races in these games, it's agility challenges, speed challenges, and also that little bit of accuracy. There goes Spain. Ooh, both of them separated by nearly a second, and since the last marble calculates the time, they may have beat Mexico, but only by a hair. Next up, Indonesia. Both Spain and Mexico just 0.20 seconds apart. Are they going to be getting a better time? Down those first warm-up curves, down that little curve, and I think the best strategy most of the time is not to be too far, but not too close either. Because I noticed in the Marbles versus Hot Wheels video, when the marbles touch each other, it does cause friction, which is not needed. One of the marbles falling further up there, and it was Jakarta that fell. 2570 is their final score. And despite that, it'll be a new record. Next up, we've got Italy. Rome and Milan take the stage. Down those first set of helixes, keeping a nice distance in between each other. That's what's going to set any team apart. And it also goes to show just how important communication can be. Going down that first helix, down the first drop. Still keeping a good distance down that drop off. Can they survive the stairs? Yes, they do. Down those final hills, into the turns. That second marble getting caught up, and it's Milan. But they don't have that 25-second penalty, and 25:41. And currently our first place team. Next up, the Great White North. The time to beat, 25:41. Canada, another team keeping a great distance down that first half. Ooh, just a little touch there. A bit too close there down that curve. I see that a lot in the helixes especially. The straight tracks are a lot better. Going down that drop off, can they beat those stairs? Ooh, getting a little caught up. Yeah, that first marble far ahead. But it's that second marble that gets their time calculated, 27:33. Not as good as the last two teams that went. Next up, we have Russia, the world's largest country. Moscow up in front with St. Petersburg in the back. Down those first hills, down those warm-up turns. Ooh, a nice distance there among that curve. Even I was holding my breath as I thought they were going to touch. Wow, still keeping great distance down that drop-off. Can they beat those stairs? Yes, they will. It's always after those stairs that the marbles seem to separate. The ones that stay close together really stand apart among the competition. 26:06. Next up, we have India, the world's second most populous country. Italy still has the time to beat with 25:41. Can they do it? Ooh, a bit too close there among that turn. Even though Russia messed up on the second half, they really showed how to do it in the first half. They maintain perfect distancing. India is not doing as well on it, but that doesn't mean they can still get a good time. And unfortunately for Mumbai, they make the plunge. There goes that last marble, getting caught up as well in the turn. That's a double whammy. 27:46 when you include that .25 penalty. And now the United States of America. New York being in front and Los Angeles in the back. Ooh, too close there on those turns. Yeah, really not maintaining good distance there. It's a bit better though down that helix, but there's a lot of room for improvement. Going down that first hill, down the second. They're doing well there in the drop off. Let's see how they do on the stairs. Getting caught up, but they still managed to hold on. And man, that second marble finishing far behind again, and that'll finish them off with 27 seconds. Just makes me wonder, is getting that .25-second penalty better than the last marble being far behind? I'll let you guys decide in the comments. Sydney and Melbourne now, representing Australia. Despite that one little hiccup there, they are maintaining good distancing. But still, nobody can beat Russia. They seem to be the best when it comes to that. Going down that first drop-off. Let's see how they do in the stairs. Wow, clearing it no problem. They're still connected. And not bad at all. 26:01. That's exactly how you do it. Now you just have to do it a little bit faster. Next up now, Brazil. Sao Paulo up in front with Rio in the back. But still, none of these countries have yet to beat Italy's time. Can Brazil be that break we finally wanted? Nice distancing there. But still not as good as Russia. Going down that first hill, down the second. Absolutely no problems there. Down that drop-off. Ooh, the second marble falling off. Getting stuck as well on that turn, but 25:03. 25:28 when you count the penalty, but it's still a new record. Next up, we have the United Kingdom. Let's see how they'll do. There they go. Brazil really set the standards now. 25:28 the time to beat. Down those first turns. They're really not doing well in the distancing compared to the other countries. Going on that first helix, down that first drop. Down the second as well, down that drop-off, but it's the stairs. Can they do it? And what a disappointment. Not one, but both of them falling off. They will also be getting an undetermined time. And they join Argentina at the bottom of the pack. Next up, the Philippines take the stage. Philippines also doing extremely well in the past. They won the last World Grand Prix back in May. Going down that turn. Down the helix. Down that first drop. Not looking bad down that drop off. 19 seconds in. Down the stairs. One of the marbles losing their balance. And it's up to that first marble. 25:41. But with the penalty, it's going to be 25:66. That's not too bad compared to the other countries. Now Chile. Santiago leading on the track. Let's see if he can propel his country to first place. Going down those first warm-up turns. Yeah, I really don't think any team's going to beat Russia. They really mastered the distancing. Down that second drop. Into the drop-off as well. Connecting down those stairs. I don't think so. That first marble going down that last turn. 25:38. Very close to Brazil's final time, minus the penalty. And now the host country, Japan. Tokyo proudly taking the lead with Yokohama being the final time. Ooh, nice moves there going down those turns. Down that second hill. Wow, the distancing here has been the best I've seen since Russia took stage. They are slightly separated there down that drop-off. But they both make the stairs. A bit too far apart though for the end. 25:60. I think they could have gone even better had they been closer together at the end. And now Malaysia, the last team, but certainly not least. This will be the last hurdle Brazil has to go through before that gold medal is theirs. They could just steal it away. Down that 180, down that turn. Patiently going down that straight. Down that helix, down that first drop, and into the second. You can only hold their breath as they go down that drop off, and then the stairs. And unfortunately, one of the teammates won't be completing the course. It's all up to that one marble. 27:15, but with the .25 penalty, it's going to be 27:40. And there goes Brazil getting the gold medal with 25:28, and they'll be earning 16 points. That concludes the end to the first event of the Marble Summer Games 2020. While you wait for the second event, go check out the playlist we have on the top right, and we'll see you all for the second event. I'm Alex B, signing off.